Hello. See, Gillian missed the I have got a hard neck following that, you know. So yeah, I'll be going to have something in a second. Yeah, this is product placement, I know, but I tell you something, it's better than a picture of me in a pair of granny sandals and a backpack, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I went off for 3 months last year on my own round Europe on trains and ferries and strange buses. And the surprising thing was how many places I found in the 57 different destinations that were like here. This is Aarhus. Aarhus in Denmark. It's the second city of Denmark, and this is the place where I worshipped most at Anna Jacobsen's town hall. But what I loved about it was the fact that it was such a kind of living building all the time, and it was moving. I mean, I tried to worship a lot more in the foyer, but there was a wedding on that day. This is Den Gamle Bij, which is, it looks very much like your normal kind of tourist destination, but what they tend to do is so much more extreme. They lifted buildings from over the centuries and planted them in Aarhus, completely reconstructed them. So this is a place that's been taken from Denmark. And this is very close to my heart, obviously, Aarhus Rocks. This is part of an exhibition that was within Den Gamle Bij. And, you know, who knows about music in Aarhus, but they've managed to create this massive music exhibition, which kind of takes, you know, the history and creates teenage bedrooms and creates studios, and we should do it here. This is Norrköping in Sweden. Now, I have to admit, I got it wrong. I meant to go to Jönköping because it's where ABBA, where Agneta's from, but I got it wrong. But I'm really glad I got here because you can see the mill buildings, beautiful mill buildings, which have been, you know, recreated in ways that are just absolutely stunning. They're kind of lucky all the mill buildings are together. They were called Sweden's Manchester for a long time, but a bit like us, when we lost the mills, we lost the industrialisation and had to think of something to do with these buildings. And they are just absolutely beautiful, and they've been used in really, really creative ways. This is the Museum of Work. It's basically their Verdant Works, to be quite honest. But they take it to real extremes, and it's just a museum of work that looks at lots of different elements of work from past and present in Sweden. And it was actually a forerunner of the Flatiron building as well, and predates that from quite a long time. That's horrible, but it's also, but if I had to see it, you have to see it. But it's part of the exhibition within the Museum of Work as well, in that they are looking to the future, and this is suits of artificial skin that they're putting together. But I think it brought together so many different aspects of how the Swedes are living today and how they're going to work in the future. That's just a tram, but it sells great ice cream. It's in a place called Turku in Finland. Kiss my Turku. They brand themselves really beautifully, but it kind of reminded me of the Bridgeview Cafe, you know, outside Zara or whatever as well. So it was a wee bit of a reminder of home as well when I was away. Well, Turku is an incredibly interesting place. It was the European Capital of Culture in 2011, and the legacy from that is incredible. This is Abo Virtu and Ars Nova, and I did say Ars, but that is Finnish. So, and they split it into a living dig, you know, in one part of the building, and then in the other part, it's a beautiful modern museum. But everywhere I went, it was interactive. You know, it was take part in what we're doing here. Get your hands on it. You know, don't just stand back and look. And this kind of happened particularly all through Scandinavia. I mean, there was nothing that there was really kind of standing back and just amazing. This is a big daisy, sorry. It's actually 25 metres long and about 10 foot high, and another legacy of the 2011 Capital of Culture. But it's a bench. I mean, unfortunately, no one's sitting on there, but it's used as a bench. People will sit on this daisy, you know, for hours and hours on end, and it's just beautiful. Into Poland, this is Wrocław, which, as you will see, is a European City of Culture this year. Now, this was probably taken early July, and the city was buzzing even then with so many different things were happening. This was a rainy Monday night in Poland. as you can see. And they've been having these massive kind of events every single night during the week. And if it hadn't been a thunderstorm, then that would have been filled with people looking at a lovely film that night. But unfortunately, it was a wee bit wet. Beautiful city. Had never heard of it until about 2 days before I went, which was great. Inevitable food photograph. This is one thing that we do better, I have to say. This is a texture and, colour and flavour mystery all in one plate. I've no idea still what it was, but I did eat it. But we do that better. I can tell you that right now. See, yeah. Right, yes, the waterfront. This is the only capital that's involved, and in Belgrade. So I walked out of the train station in Belgrade at 7:30 in the morning, only to be presented with a huge billboard about redeveloping a waterfront. Now, if I'm never going to feel at home, when am I going to feel at home? Belgrade is, obviously has had terrible, terrible times in the past, but has also an incredible architectural heritage. Again, I didn't really know very much about it. That was the kind of the theme of the trip. It was pretty much done on the hoof and where it was reachable by the next day. But it's redeveloping the waterfront just on one side because the river runs right through the city, and it's really been done by massive amounts of United Arab Emirates money, which we don't have. Again, this kind of blend between the old and the new, I kept seeing all the time. Belgrade is known as the White City because of the architecture, but you were kind of confronted by transformers everywhere you went, which was quite entertaining. But yeah, the legacy is still there. I mean, bombed out buildings from the terrible things that were happening there about 20-25 years ago, and the challenges are there right across Europe. And to see Europe, in such a short space of time, but to see the diversity and what's happening there, and comparing it to what we do here, and of course when you come home and seeing the comparisons and seeing what we're doing here, and knowing that actually we really aren't that different. You can be impressed by so many people and so many things abroad, but we're on the verge of becoming a really great European city. So I'll stay, I think.